This is MLB The Show 21. We're doing a comparison. On the left, we have Xbox Series X. On the right, we have PlayStation 5. That's right, I was able to take a look at both of the next-generation top-tier versions of this particular title. Both are running at 4K resolution. Both have 60 FPS. Both have HDR support. It's basically the exact same. And yeah, it really is. I didn't notice any sort of real difference here. If you are seeing anything visually while you are watching the video, it might be due to the slightly better bitrate that you get out of the PlayStation 5 capturing, because I capture on both of the platforms when it comes to the basically capturing the games. PS5, the bitrate is double the Series X capture, which is wild to me. Anyways, with that, they're basically identical. I will note that the PlayStation 5 version does benefit from basically having a subtle kind of feedback system to it with the DualSense, and it deploys the 3D audio for the console, but I really don't notice that makes really any dynamic audio change in the games. Just noting that. And I guess you would say, as a bonus on the left for Series X, it debuted on Xbox Game Pass, so if you're on that service, it doesn't cost you anything to play the game, so pretty big deal there. But that aside, seriously, exact same experience. I've lined up a bunch of matches that are hopefully, somewhat even in regards to what you're seeing. Obviously, when you're playing a sports title, it's not going to be the exact same between them. I mean, it's going to be a different experience with how things happen, how the batting works, how the pitching works, how the players kind of go about doing things. So I tried to line up same teams, same scenario, same playing field, except for the next one, I think. For whatever reason, I got the arena things messed up. But, whatever the case, I hope this kind of gives you an idea of the two of them kind of going at it. Yeah, for whatever reason, I didn't do Old Atlanta, I did the Trist Park. I don't know why I was thinking that, but yeah, because I kind of did notes, and I kind of lined them up here. And I tried to look for spots where, the visuals on the jerseys and stuff maybe pop a little bit so you can kind of see the difference between them. And if you're wondering about the pitching side of things, you will see some pitching, throughout these video clips as well. Because I've got, I believe, 5 of them here so that you can see, again, a few different scenarios of the stuff in action. Just get an idea of things. I tried to get the same weathering, and it should be largely just similar, both offline exhibition-based games. And, the modes, everything like that, same across the experiences. I know it's not necessarily the most thrilling sort of setup. They both play very well. I didn't have any issues. They both load basically instantly, 1 second on both sides to get into a match. If that even, it just loads. I didn't have any issues exiting either. Everything just kind of ran perfectly fine on both sides from my experience, and I put in a good number of hours on both of them to kind of get an experience going on. First kind of pre-launch on PS5, and then I think literally day of regular release on Series X, I ended up getting that one as well, because I was like, what, this will be a cool sort of versus comparison, because again they're really the same thing, and that's fantastic. That players on both consoles can get to experience this game. It's really nice that Xbox players can finally have a solid baseball experience, at least in my opinion, and hopefully others feel the same way in that regard, of being able to, access this particular title and experience what it has to offer, which is a really good time. And yeah, like I said, hopefully these are good scenarios so that you can kind of see things. I sort of wish the opening was the same, but every time you play, you get a different sort of camera angle setup when you go into it as well, so it's a little different too. And I was just like, oh man, because I'm trying to line this up the best I can in regards to letting you see some moments that are perfectly side by side, so you can see them running beside one another. And I hope that kind of is coming across and giving you an idea of things, just in terms of player styles, the bats, and everything like that. But I don't have any real noticeable things. If there is any other smaller little tweaks, I don't think you're going to really be able to point them out even in a side by side. It just seems to both be very well treated, and I definitely appreciate that as someone that typically plays more on the Xbox side of things. It's nice to have this caliber of a baseball game available on the platform and running well. And I mean, I'm not really going to talk about the game modes and stuff, because I have reviews up that kind of talks about both of these games. I have literally separate reviews that you can see for Series X or PS5, whatever you fancy for your platform. I've gone over both of them. The reviews themselves, basically the exact same, I guess you could say. But I will note that within them, I kind of talk about from different perspectives. One where PlayStation is like, okay, well, because I've played the last couple to review just on a base PS4. So for the PS5 wise, it's more the concept of, hey, this is the game in comparison to previous years. On the Xbox side, it's more, hey, this is the first time we're getting it, talking about the game from sort of a more of a fresh perspective there, and the PS5 more of a veteran perspective. I guess you could say was my general goal. So these videos, are quite a bit of work to put together. I tried my best to line them up. So liking them is great, subscribing is cool, and I hope you kind of just got a little bit of an idea of how both of them are running and looking. They're fun games. Well, it's a single game, but it's a fun game, and it's great that this is hopefully the first year of many years where we get to experience on both platforms MLB The Show, and that is kind of exciting for sure. And it's nice that we can experience this type of baseball simulation on the platform. I guess just for quick context, obviously this is aiming to be a realistic baseball sim. It does have some more casual modes included as well, and some good tutorial type options if you're new to the series and wanting to kind of get into things and learn the mechanics and everything like that. It's got online modes, it's got a variety of different, seasonal type things. It's quite well rounded, and with it being a next gen version, I did sort of expect a bigger push visually, I guess you could say, but I still think it looks really beautiful and plays quite well on both sides, so I was quite happy with that. And that's all I have to say. Enjoy the next matchups that are present, and I think the next one is a bit of a longer matchup, because I tried to do a little bit more of a cinematic presentation, if that makes sense, letting the cutscenes and stuff roll a little bit more in this one, so you kind of get the difference there. But yeah, enjoy the rest of this baseball, and I'll see you out on the field.
Bases are empty, one man out. And I believe they'll say he broke the plane, as yes he did. It's ruled a strike. Swing and a line drive. And that's the second out. So next to the plate for Tampa Bay, Randy Rosarina. First chance for him here in the top of the first with nobody on. Fouled away. Bases are empty here with two. Afternoon baseball here on the show. Ought to be a good one here between the Toronto Blue Jays and the St. Louis Cardinals. Alongside Dan Plesac and Mark DeRosa, and Danny, as pitching matchups go, it doesn't get much better than what we've got here for this one.
Well, Matt, these are two of the best in the business. Two guys that throw a lot of strikes, and if their game is on, we should have a very low-scoring ball game with these two elite starting pitchers.
Interleague baseball comes your way next. Jack Flaherty, the California-born right-hander, is on the mound. What's your take on him, Dan?
Big arm here, Jack Flaherty. Call him Jack Flash. This guy throws in the upper 90s, 97 to 100 miles an hour.
Oh, and look at this. High in the air and deep. And when this ball comes down, they'll have taken the lead. Home run. A solo shot here to left as they've taken a one-run lead.
You talk about starting a game off quick. We couldn't even get the lineup cards in yet, and this guy's already going deep.
Kevin Biggio stepping up now. As he swings and misses at a first pitch fastball, 0-1. Behind 0-2 now.
All the makings of a big inning right here. One already left the yard, and the power hitters are coming up.
A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Center fielder going back, but he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. And they'll keep it going here as he's in with a double.
As a pitcher, you'd love to assert your authority early on in the game, but it hasn't happened so far out here. That's a home run and a double against him now, and we're still in the first. He's going to have to make some adjustments quickly if he's going to turn this around.
Oh, and a half swing there on a pitch out of the zone. Indeed, it's strike two. Biggio stands at second with no outs. And that's a swinging strike three in the dirt. The throw to first is in time, one down. At the plate now is Teoscar Hernandez. And now the Blue Jays look to put some more across the plate in this opening frame. Lifted in the air to center. Carlson is there now, and he has it, two gone. So next to bat will be Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Runner in scoring position with two gone. First delivery to him. Right side, but it's going to be a foul ball.
Well, the key for him on the mound is to keep the ball down. Certainly, hollow of the knee or lower. Sinker changeup guy, if he's going to succeed against this lineup, he's got to keep the ball down.
Ready on 0-2.